What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven. It's time to talk some football, baby. It is the AFC preview, predictions, fantasy breakout players, all the above. It's going to be a ton of fun. And I brought back Mr. Ryan. Ryan, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just got done eating a steak dinner and getting ready to talk some AFC football with you. Can't wait.
Nice. And wearing your Aaron Hernandez jersey, I see. So that's good to see.
No, definitely not. Do not like that guy. It is Gronkowski all the way. Gronk is a funny man. I hate the Patriots, but this is my only AFC appeal or apparel or something like that. So I'm going with that, and it's free. I got it for free, so I gotta wear it.
Okay, that makes sense. Gronk's pretty cool, dude. But I don't know if you're holding out for him coming back again. But I think he's done. Just wanted to let you know he is not coming back. Um. Anyways, guys, we got a fun show, man. This is gonna be awesome. Check out that NFC video already out. But we're gonna give some Super Bowl predictions in this one too at the end. So stay tuned for that. But this AFC conference is absolutely freaking loaded. I don't remember the last time in the NFL where one conference was just so dominant compared to the other one. It's just absolutely crazy. 9 of the 12 MVP favorites right now are AFC quarterbacks. 9 of the 12, Ryan. That we're talking. I think it was Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields. I forgot who the other NFC one was that was in the top 12. Maybe Dak. I think might have been. I mean, that's it, guys. Those are the three best quarterbacks maybe in the NFC. It's just not much going on there. So we got a lot to talk about, a lot of talent to talk about. I got some things that I'm just gonna get off my chest, some bold predictions. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, like I said, we're gonna break down each division first. Then we're gonna give you fantasy breakout players in the AFC, talk some future bets, and give out our Super Bowl predictions for the 23-24 NFL season. Holy crap, it's close. You can't tell about my excitement. I'm sorry, but this is just, I'm jacked right now. Talking baseball, talking football. Life is good. Be sure to hit that like button, by the way, before we dive in. Leave a comment below. I want to know who you guys think's winning the Super Bowl. Give me your Super Bowl prediction. Any future bets you have for the AFC, anything you want to talk about, all things football. Gotta love it. Also, what else you can do is leave a comment below if there's anything in our daily, weekly videos that you want to help with your research. Kind of like we do in baseball. If you have anything that you want to hear about or any stats that you want to see every week to help with your research and all that, because we love to help you guys out, leave a comment below. We love to listen to you guys and help you out. So, all right, no more rambling. It's time. Let's start out with that beautiful AFC East division. All right, we have some good storylines in this division, and in my opinion, I think this is the most talented division in all of football. You agree with me on that?
Not the most competitive one. I don't think the competitive division I think was going to be the AFC North. As far as the top tier talent and like the three best teams, yeah, it's probably going to be the AFC East, like you're talking about, and it's
Yeah.
based on a lot of the quarterback and the players that are in it. It's just yeah.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers said, "Oh, good quarterbacks aren't supposed to be in the NFC." So he hopped over to the AFC also and joined the Jets. I have not seen all of Hard Knocks. I love Hard Knocks. So I'm still excited to see that. But Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, my goodness, guys, he is trying to break the longest active playoff drought and second longest active drought without a Super Bowl appearance. That's what the Jets have right now. Active playoff drought since 2010 and the second longest drought without a Super Bowl appearance since 1968. They haven't done a lot. I think the last time they were good was what, Rex Ryan days? Mark
Hmm.
Sanchez with that Revis Island stud defense that they had with no offense.
Yep.
I mean, which is weird because last year they were a stud defense and had Mark Sanchez Jr. and Zach Wilson. So they
Oh,
finally have Aaron Rodgers.
not
What? No,
Mark Sanchez Jr. Zach Wilson's not Mark Sanchez Jr. Mark Sanchez was a very capable quarterback. Zach Wilson, unless he gets a lot better, is not a capable quarterback.
capable, not very, but okay. I agree with you. Zach Wilson's awful. Um, is Aaron Rodgers going to make a difference with this team or what? What's your outlook on the Jets? They are like a 9.5 over under win team. People are all over the Jets right now.
Yeah, I think he's going to make an impact. He's just too good. On a Packers team that didn't have as many weapons, he made them look good, get them to the playoffs and things like that. And just the experience, and that team is loaded offensively, defensively. Their defensive backs on the Jets team is just unstoppable. DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner. I mean, they got some weapons there on the defensive side of the ball. Pair them with Aaron Rodgers, and definitely got a chance.
I agree. I have a bet on the Jets, so you'll hear about my opinion a little bit later on that. But I agree. Sauce Gardner's, I mean, one of the best. He's got the personality for the DB position. He's just got it all. And by the way, is DB the hardest position in football other than quarterback?
Are you saying that because you saw the Kelsey brothers
No. What
TikTok
they
or
say?
Instagram? They brought that
No.
up, and
Oh, did
yes,
they? No.
it was hilarious. Yes.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's we've talked about this before. I mean, it's so freaking hard covering
Mhm.
these type of wide receivers, these elite athletes in the world. It's just unbelievable. So when you get an elite one, I mean, you got to pay him a crap load of money. You got to hold
Yeah.
on tight like a Sherman.
The only
All
other
right.
position would be quarterback, and just because of the responsibilities
Yeah.
of
No.
why it's so hard. But as far
Yeah.
try and guard these receivers with how great the quarterbacks can throw them the ball, yeah, toughest position.
Yeah. I agree. Um. Okay. We all know if you were watching last year, I was all about the Buffalo Bills. I said they are winning it all. They are the shiznit. They are everything you could imagine. Are they finally going to take the next step and make it to a freaking Super Bowl? Ryan, I'll let
No,
you answer that real quick.
no, I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl. They're still going to be a good team. Josh Allen is just too inconsistent, too many turnovers, and those things you can't do that 3 games in a row in the playoffs and to try and win a Super Bowl that way. It comes down to taking care of the football and those things, and that's just the type of guy Josh Allen is. He's a gunslinger, and I don't think you can take that away. That's what makes him great, but that's what's going to hold him back from a Super Bowl. They'll maybe win one with Josh Allen eventually, but I don't think this is the time, especially with Patrick Mahomes.
I think people are counting them out right now, though, which is kind of weird. Last year they were the darling, right? Everybody wanted the Bills, all this stuff. Now people are like, "Oh, the Jets could win the division, Dolphins could win the division." They're just saying, "You know what, Bills, you've had your chance. We don't believe in you anymore." They are still the cream of the crop in this division, in my opinion. They are
Mhm.
going to probably win this division. That's exactly how I feel. Like you said, Josh Allen will win them a ton of games, and I also kind of agree with you. And I don't think Josh Allen, he can always improve every year. Everybody does. He's still kind of young, but that gunslinger and how he plays and kind of lacking a little bit of accuracy. That's just who he is. I don't know if that can all drastically change. They could change some offensive schemes and how they do things, but I think it's the Bills division. But your Dolphins, we know you love those Dolphins last year. They haven't won a playoff game since the year. Can you guess?
1987.
Holy crap! No, 2000. Now, they beat Peyton Manning in a wild card playoff game in the year 2000. Who was the Dolphins quarterback in that game?
Dolphins
No chance.
quarterback in 2000. Gosh, I should know this one. I don't know.
No.
I'm gonna have to wait.
Jay Fiedler. You had
Oh no,
you had no idea. Yeah.
no.
Anyways, I just thought that was interesting. The Dolphins are loaded on offense, guys. They had an unbelievable record. I forgot what it was now. Like when Tua started, all the whole game started and finished. They were like 8-2 or 8-3 or
Mm.
something like that. I mean, it's up to Tua's health. If Tua stays healthy, this is a team that can compete for the division. It really is. I don't think they can win it, but I think they're definitely a playoff team. But I just don't trust Tua in those concussions. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and their defense struggles here and there, and Jalen Ramsey being out basically the entire year, I think that definitely hurts them. If he was healthy, and starting for them, I think that makes a huge impact and helps their defense quite a bit. But their defense isn't good, and Tua's health. I mean, typically you don't try and do predictions based off of injuries and things like that, but with Tua, you kind of have to. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's one hit away from, I mean, maybe being done for his career. I mean, it's that bad. So,
Mm.
other than that, Patriots. I mean, guys, they scored 18.2 offensive points per game last season, the fewest since 2000 for the Patriots. Obviously, because Tom Brady was a quarterback and they dominated. They brought in Bill O'Brien. It's going to help with their offensive play calling. They're going to need to see if Mac Jones can play. They're going to have to take the leash off, let him sling it around. He doesn't have a ton of weapons. I do like me some Ramondre Stevenson. But other than that, I, to me, if I had to say, it's going to go Bills, and then I struggle. I really
Yep.
struggle. I think the
Hmm.
Jets and Dolphins are going to be so tight. Um, I'm just not going to trust Tua's concussion thing, and then they're going to be toast. So I'm going to go Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, and it's going to be tight. Who do you got?
I got the exact same order. The Patriots just don't have enough weapons offensively. Defensively, I mean, they're going to be solid. They're going to be good, but offense, they didn't get weapons. Even if they make adjustments on offense, they just didn't get enough weapons to really do enough. And you're right with Tua and the health. Jets, I think, overtake that, and yeah, Bills win it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have a best bet in this division, or I do have one, but it's not to win the division. If I had to bet, Bills right now are plus 120 to win, Jets plus 270, Dolphins plus 300, Patriots plus 800. I'd probably go chalk. Honestly, I think getting the Bills at plus money. What they win? 13 games last year, 14
Yeah,
games, something
somewhere around there.
crazy. I mean, they're the cream of the crop, guys, and it's not like they're sluggish or anything. These guys are hungry as hell because they haven't won anything yet. So I think they win the division. I think they win it by two or more games. To be honest with you, I mean, maybe it's just my Bills bias from last year, but that's just how I see it. And
Yeah,
by the way, what we didn't talk about real quick, Aaron Rodgers, this is his first time not on the Packers. This is his first time with all new offensive linemen, all new players, a head coach in Saleh, who what's this his second year ever coaching in the NFL, head coach, second,
yeah.
third year. I mean, it's gonna take a bit. It really is, and I'll explain a little bit more about the Jets and why what I have for them as a bet. So, anyways, anything else to add for the AFC East?
I don't think so. I think we hit most of it.
All right, let's move to the AFC West. Here we go. We got some storylines and things to talk about, and it's not all about Mahomes, guys. It's not. But my goodness, Mahomes, Mahomes, Mahomes. I have loved this guy since the beginning. Talk about gunslinger. Talk about one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever step on planet Earth. And also, he came into a great situation with Andy Reid because he almost got drafted by the Chicago Bears. How different would that have been? That stale, disgusting offensive franchise of the Chicago Bears. Um, but I'm going to ask you this because it's what it's all about. It's a Chiefs division. This is the AFC Chiefs, right? Can
Yes.
anyone overtake the legendary combo of Andy Reid and Mahomes in this division this year?
No. If you're doing a predictions and previews and you're not basing off injuries, no. Obviously, if Patrick Mahomes goes out, yes, but no. Healthy Mahomes and a Chiefs team. I mean, they're loaded. They have weapons, and they don't even have to have great weapons. Mahomes is going to make them great. Like he can do anything with the guys. We saw that with Cheetah. He left Tyreek Hill's out, and Patrick Mahomes is like, "So what? I'm going to have a better year. Let's do this." So no, no one's going to take over.
I
No.
agree. I called it like a mini, like slight rebuild last year, and they go and win a freaking Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? He just said lose Tyreek Hill. I don't care. That is the sign of an absolutely elite head coach and elite quarterback. I real quick before we're done with this Mahomes love. Mahomes is one of three players in NFL history with multiple MVPs and multiple Super Bowl MVPs. Only two other players have done it. And by the way, Mahomes is really young still. I don't know if you know that, but he's already done that. Who are the other two players, Ryan, that have won multiple Super Bowl MVPs and multiple regular season MVP?
It's not Peyton, I don't think. Tom Brady? Is that one?
Cha-ching. Yep.
Tom Brady. Who's the other one? Come on. Multiple. Nope. I can't think of the other one.
As you can tell, he has no idea when I'm about to ask him a question. Joe Montana.
Okay. Yep.
He's
I
the
knew it
man.
wasn't Peyton though. I was leaning Peyton, but his last win for the Super Bowl, the Broncos carried him, so I knew that. I
Correct.
took that one away.
Correct. Um, if he gets one more of each, right? One more regular season, one more Super Bowl MVP, which will happen. He will join Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Magic Johnson to have three of each in the four major sports. I'm just saying. Only on Just a Bet Outside do you get that kind of useless info. Absolutely useless.
Not useless. It's
All
great
right.
research and stats. You love them
Thank you.
stats.
Yep. Yep. My wife thinks I'm working real hard up here. Um, as you guys know, if you were an OG and you watched our first few months of our podcast, the first football season, first of all, thank you. And I'm glad you're still here. But second of all, how many times did I make fun of Russell Wilson? As a Seahawk fan, I made fun of him every single freaking episode. They were lost. He looks horrendous. He's a diva. I'm done with him if you can't tell, in case you're new, which most of you are new to the channel. Um, can Sean Payton turn this ship around? Because I am a Sean Payton believer, but I don't believe Russell Wilson is the caliber of Drew Brees. I don't think he has the intelligence. I don't think he's as good pre-snap as Drew Brees was, as knowing where everybody is. And Drew Brees can throw down the middle of the field. I don't think Russell Wilson's very good at it. He's good at maybe throwing the deep ball, and he's good at getting out of the pocket and improvising. But he's obviously going to be better. Hackett was horrendous. Sean Payton made fun of Hackett, which wasn't called for, by the way. Um, I'm done rambling. Are Russell Wilson and the Broncos going to be? They're going to be better. You can't be worse. But are they going to be legit? Are they a contender?
I don't. They're going to be better. I don't think if people are thinking that Russ is all of a sudden going to become Drew Brees, you nailed it. He's not going to become Drew Brees. Sean Payton and Drew Brees had something special, and it worked, basically right away and carried on for many, many seasons. You're right on your assessment as far as Russell Wilson. I don't think he can throw the ball in the very middle of the field very well. And there's just plays that he just misses for whatever reason. I remember watching many games going, that wasn't a great game, like at all. Like what happened? We won and whatnot. So he got a not that he got carried by the Seahawks or anything, not at all. He helped us and carried us a lot most of the time. But it wasn't until like the fourth quarter where it was a lot of off script and a lot of his athleticism took over, and that's going down. And he's got to, I think he's smart and intelligent, but he's got to figure out how to make that work on the football field for him now.
I agree. He overthrows a lot of guys. At least lately, he has. And I agree. He gives up on a play quickly, and maybe Sean Payton. He knows exactly what Russell Wilson has to give. He knows his strengths. He knows his weaknesses. Um, he's a genius. So I think he's got a chance to make him better. He will be better this year. I just don't think the Broncos can contend. And I actually have a bet on the Broncos also. So we'll get to that a little bit later. Last Chargers. Man, I was on the Charger bandwagon last season. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. I don't know if you think they can still live up to the hype, but until they freaking fire Brandon Staley, I'm done with them. Is there a bet for Brandon Staley to be the first coach fired? Because if they screw up, he's got to go. I cannot believe they didn't fire him last year. He makes dumb decisions. He has to go. He looks lost during some games, end of game situation, clock manager, fourth down. Do I go for it? Do I not? It seems like he always makes a bad decision. This Charger team, by the way, this is just how they run their offense. Justin Herbert, if you don't know, has an elite arm. I mean, talent wise, strength wise, this guy can throw the ball a freaking country mile. The average pass length down the field last season for the Chargers and Justin Herbert, 6.34 yards down the field, the shortest in the NFL. Good play calling. Just phenomenal. Really good. And maybe some of it's because your O line's struggling. There's obviously a lot that goes into it. But it's just not a good idea. I know Keenan Allen's a possession receiver. You got Mike Williams on the outside, though, who can win one-on-one balls. Austin Eckler, they probably dump it down to him 10 times a game, too, which is probably part of the reason of this. But the shortest in the NFL, they now brought in offensive coordinator he was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys in Kellen Moore. So we will see if they change it up a little bit. Um, but they keep getting injured. They make bad calls. They just seem like that team that you expect to do well that just keeps shooting themselves in the foot. Kind of like the Blue Jays in baseball. Sorry to throw a baseball term in there for you, but what do you think?
They need to stay healthy. That was a lot of it last year. I think as far as passing the ball not very far, that has to do with getting Austin Eckler the ball just in different ways with the pass and things like that. And Keenan Allen last year, I know because he was on my fantasy team, he was hurt most of the season, so I think that makes a huge impact because he is dynamite. Makes that offense not it just takes it to the next level that he can do that. Um, the Chargers, I still believe in them. I really do. Herbert's the man. They got some weapons on defense. Bosa, Khalil Mack, Derwin James. I mean, they got weapons all over the field, all over, defense, offense, um, outside weapons, tight ends, running backs. It's everywhere. So it's just a matter of staying healthy. And I think they will be a good team and fight right there tooth and nail for playoffs, winning playoff games, and hopefully AFC championships.
They play a lot of close games, whether it's a crappy team or good team. I mean, they can play with anybody. They've shown they can beat the Chiefs. That's a good matchup
Mm-hmm.
for them. So they have a chance, but yeah, health and Brandon Staley is holding them back. They also struggled to stop the run last year,
That's
mightily.
true. Yeah, yeah. I
Mightily.
mean, the
So
the the debacle for the playoff game against the Jaguars. Oh my gosh, what were they up 27, something like that? And you let that slip away. That's all. That's not all on the head coach, but 80%, 75%, I believe. Like,
after that season and what happened in the first playoff game,
mhm,
before Brandon Staley gets to the locker room, give him a
he's done.
call, owner.
Yep.
Peace out. You're out of here. We will go find somebody else. Could they have gotten Sean Payton if they would have fired him? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Sean Payton wanted to go to a certain team. I don't know for sure, but man, oh man. Real quick, the Raiders. It's not going to be good. If Jimmy G is your quarterback, it's not going to be good. I read a stat and I thought I put the note here, but I guess it's not here. but I'm going to go off memory. So here we go. Devontae Adams last year caught 10 passes of balls that were thrown in the air 30 or more yards, which is me trying to say Derek Carr and him connected deep pretty well, right? 10
Mhm.
passes, and he had like 6 or 7 touchdowns, maybe 5, somewhere in that range. Jimmy G, okay, I'm going to try not to laugh too hard, in his entire career has completed only 8 passes of when the ball's in the air for 30 or more yards and 2 touchdowns. 8 and 2 touchdowns in an entire career, and he caught 10 last year with Derek Carr. I'm telling you, be careful when you draft Devontae Adams this year. Jimmy G is a dink and dunk, throw it a slant down the middle. He's just not very good, guys. He's just not. People want to say, well, he went to the Super Bowl. He did this. No, he didn't. The team around him did. It happens sometime. Trent Dilfer has a ring, so get over yourself. Yeah, that's right. Trent Dilfer. Trent's dimes. What was it? Dilfer's dimes, right?
Oh, I don't remember that. No.
Yeah, they did a little thing. Okay, whatever. Anyways, Raiders are done. They're fourth place. I have the Chiefs winning it. I'm going chalk again. Sorry. What do you got?
I got the Chiefs. Yeah.
Okay, I won't talk about the rest of the finish because it's part of my best bets. So, anyways, that is the AFC West, and let's move now to the beautiful, competitive AFC North. And I'm going to start out with a fun fact. The Ravens have never, ever, ever, ever had a wide receiver make a Pro Bowl in their franchise history.
Franchise
How
history?
about them apples? 27 seasons, it says. The longest drought. They've been around for more than 27 seasons, haven't they?
No,
No,
no.
they were kind of okay.
Because
Anyways,
it was the Baltimore Colts, I believe, way, way, way back in the day.
way back, but then it okay, yeah, and then it moved, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they came back. 27 seasons without a receiver. Just Trent Dilfer. Just say. That's wild to me. Now, storylines question, guys. This is like Ryan said. This is the most competitive division. It doesn't mean it's the best, but it's going to be very competitive. I'm going to start out with this. People are kind of we're talking about them a lot last year, not so much now. Are the Browns a sleeper team with Deshaun Massage Watson in his first full year with the Browns?
You're killing me with the massage and sleeper. If you're saying they're sleeper team, yeah, they're going to stay asleep. They're just going to keep on sleeping and sleeping the entire season. Like Watson, I don't know if he missed a lot of time with football and at quarterback especially. I think that's a huge impact, and I don't see him getting back to some of the days when he was with the Houston Texans. So I think that's why they will stay asleep. I mean, they got a good defense, running game, all of that. But especially in a competitive division like this, you got to have a quarterback. And
He played better at
no,
the end of the year. He got better and better. And you got to think he was out for most of the year, so it's hard to come in with a new team and not be around the whole time. Their defense was not that good last year. They have some talent. They were not that good. I know you said they were good. They were horrendous defending
okay.
the run, absolutely horrendous. But I will say this: the best move they made all year. They brought in defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, I believe, and he is a good defensive coordinator. I think it's a good hire. It's Chubb. The problem I have with Deshaun Watson is you're throwing to Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples Jones. Who's that third guy they have? It's a young guy. Anyways, I can't think of it right now. But I mean,
No.
I just don't love the weapons. Amari Cooper's in his 30s, I think. I mean, geez, I would assume. But you said Brandon Cooks is 30, and I thought he was like 58. So what do I know? But just not a lot of great weapons. They got to rely on Nick Chubb. Can the O line continue to block well? Chubb is still the man, but I don't think they're competing for this division. So that's just my
So
opinion too.
as far as Watson, as far as like stats and things like that, do you think that's gonna be,
I think he will
obviously?
be. I think he will be better because he is an elite talent. But you got to think he came in week like 10 or 11 or
Yeah.
something last year with a new team, like not even playing in this system yet. So with no weapons, I mean they don't, and they're not saying they have a lot of weapons now, but he has an entire off season. He has an entire preseason. Not that he's doing much in the preseason, but like I just think it's gonna. And like I said, he was showing improvement at the end of the year. So I don't know if he can ever be Deshaun Watson, the man, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, Lamar Jackson, holy crap! Back up the freaking cash mobile. He got paid, baby. Now, can you stop making business decisions and play aggressive and play like you actually want to win? Um, we both like the Ravens this year. I know
Mhm.
we do. They have a new offensive coordinator. And the expectation with this new offensive coordinator, I forgot his name, it's something weird, is that they're going to have more vertical passing, open up the playbook a little bit because they had Greg Roman. I forgot his name exactly. I think that's it. And they were heavy on the run with Dobbins, with all their running backs that they have, Gus Edwards, Lamar Jackson. It's going to be more of a passing attack. They have Zay Flowers, a young speedster now, which should help. They have OBJ. Do we believe in OBJ? Maybe, maybe not. They have Mark Andrews, one of the top tight ends in the league. They have some weapons now. It is put up or shut up time for Lamar. What's going to happen? Is he going to shut up?
Oh, I don't think he's going to shut up. I think he's going to ball out, potentially have an MVP type season. Finally, get to. I've thought he's had a decent arm. He doesn't have to have like an A plus Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen type of arm. When you have now the weapons and when you have his legs, having his legs that you have, you don't have to have an elite arm until you get older. Once you're older and those legs go bye bye, then you're kind of screwed unless you've learned to throw the ball. So I think he can definitely have a great year statistically, win record, all that. I just can't wait. I'm super excited. And you're right, business decisions. He's got to not play that way because the business happened. He got paid. Now it's time to go play some football.
Agree. The worry I have is not like strength; it's his accuracy sometimes, and how he just I don't know. Maybe he can
But
still get better. He kind of just flings it sidearm, and it's just not very accurate. It just isn't. And it wasn't in college either.
I think with that is the arm the legs can make it so that guys are more open because defensive backs are peeking in the backfield going, is he running? Is he not? So your wide receivers can kind of get some easier catches, and that helps.
Yeah, because they always have a pretty decent defense. They did struggle last year a little bit defensively, especially in the secondary. So they're just a franchise that's gritty. Harbaugh, this team, they're competitive every year. They're kind of like the Cardinals of baseball, except the Cardinals are horrendous right now this year. But usually they're good and just always competitive. Where you don't have the Ravens have a complete reboot. You know what I mean? Where they have a 2-15 season or something crazy. So yeah, I'll talk. I think we'll both talk a little bit more about the Ravens. The Bengals, we all know Joe Burrow. I mean, he's the best quarterback in this division. That's an easy one for me. Top five quarterback in the NFL. He has a little injury. What is it? The calf, right? Calf strain.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
leg issue. Yep.
Questionable for week one. But man, I know you hate Joe Burrow. At least you did last year. Maybe you've come around. I just Joe Cool, man. He is so cool. You came in last video with Danny Dimes. First of all, he doesn't deserve a nickname. Joe Cool, whatever you want to call Joe Burrow, he deserves a nickname. He is the man. I just freaking love Joe Burrow. He's just whatever. He's just a dude. Like he might live in his mom's basement sometimes when you hear him talk. He has ice in his veins. He's not scared of any situation, which is what you want from your quarterback. Um, are the Bengals probably winning this division? Do we not want to talk about it now because it's the best bet later? What do you want to think? What do you think?
I think we should maybe hold off on this division for who's going to win it.
Okay, well, we both know and don't need to surprise the people. We're not picking the Steelers. Do you think Kenny Pickett makes a jump? You think the Steelers? I mean, they're another team that's always competitive. By the way, in Mike Tomlin's like
Hmm.
16 years with the Steelers, I think it's been. They've never had a losing record.
It's so
Are you kidding
impressive.
me?
I mean, he's
That's
had talent and quarterbacks, but that's impressive.
and that's what we mean by a competitive division. Most people are picking the Steelers to finish fourth in this division, and they're probably going to be around 500 because they always are every single year, right? So he's got some weapons, the Steelers on the outside, but I don't know, man. I don't believe it. Until I see their offensive line not play like a high school offensive line, I can't believe in them yet. So
Yeah, the offensive line's got to definitely figure it out and give him some time to throw the ball. But with his weapons and the tight ends and things like that, and just another year in the system and comfortable, plus he's
yeah,
going to get a start right away. So like last year, he was splitting time in training camp preseason with Trubisky, and that hurts a rookie quarterback or hurts any quarterback trying to take over a team. Now he's got the full offseason with the ones the entire time, good to go from game one. And if T.J. Watt stays healthy, he was a machine last year. And just completely changes that defense. So him being healthy will make a huge improvement, I think, on that defense. I just that the division's so competitive with the Bengals and Ravens, and even the Browns. They're decent, they're not bad, but I like the other three teams way
crazy.
more.
It's sorry. It seems like whenever there's a game, like whenever you see Browns, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Steelers, Ravens, you can just assume it's going to be a tight, close game. Like with how these guys play each other,
Yeah.
it's been like that. It seems like for decades. It's pretty crazy and pretty cool to see. So, anyways, we'll talk a little bit more about who we think is going to win this division a little bit later. But that is the AFC North. Now it's time to talk some AFC South. All right, we got some storylines. Here's my first one. This division freaking stinks. Absolutely stinks, except for one team that we are both, at least I am in love with. I'm head over heels in love with this team, and I don't know why. But can anyone other than the team that I love win this division, Ryan? Because for me, it is all the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I was going to ask, are you in love with the Tennessee Titans? Because they can easily win this division. No, I can't say it. I can't even say it. The Jaguars.
Quarterback situation. They have Ryan Tannehill, and they've drafted two quarterbacks early in the draft in 2 seasons in a row. Malik Willis and goodness gracious, why Will
Will
Levis.
Levis. Yep.
I can't. Now another team that's competitive. Vrabel will have his team ready to play
Hmm.
every game, but they just don't have the talent. Derrick Henry, can he stay healthy? He is getting older. He is still the man. He's unbelievable, but it's just you can't rely on an older running back now, and he's still good. Listen, he's still one of the top ones to just carry your team. If you don't have a passing game, you just suck. And I actually read something that the Titans had a bottom three pass offense and a bottom three pass defense. I don't know about you, but the NFL is all about passing right now. When you fail mightily on both sides of the ball in the passing game, you are in some deep, deep shit. I'm just gonna say
Yep.
it. Like it's just not pretty. So I don't think it's the Titans. Colts. Let's just talk about the quarterbacks real quick in this division. Ryan Tannehill, okay, or Will Levis. Richardson, the rookie for the Colts. Rookie. We don't know what he's gonna be, right? He's not
Nope.
supposed to be a superstar, but he could be. You never know. Some people like him. CJ Stroud, the rookie from the Ohio State University. He's going to be on the Texans. He doesn't have much around him. I mean, there's just not much talent on that team. But he will bring some energy. They will be a little bit more competitive, I think. And then Trevor Sunshine Lawrence. He is literally identical to that guy in Remember the Titans. Sunshine. But listen, okay. Do you want to talk about it first, or do you want me to go off?
Go for it. I want to hear
Okay.
everything.
First of all, I love his hair. No, I'm just joking. He is with Doug Peterson, okay? Throw out Trevor Lawrence's first year in the NFL because he was with an abomination of a coach. An absolute abomination. No guy, he should never, ever have stepped into an NFL facility in Urban Meyer. He absolutely ruined him, okay? He now was with Doug Peterson for 1 year, and he literally he got so much better. And it's not even close. Like his completion percentage went up a lot, his touchdowns went up a lot, everything. Doug Peterson is a quarterback wizard. He is the quarterback whisperer. He literally made Carson Wentz an MVP favorite in like week 13 before he went down for the season when they won the Super Bowl. Nick Foles. He made Carson Wentz an MVP candidate. Carson Wentz isn't even in the NFL. He might be. He might be a backup somewhere. He probably is. He is freaking horrendous everywhere else except Doug Peterson. He won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, who's
Against the
not
Patriots.
playing anymore. He got Nick Foles a big contract, and then he didn't do anything because he's not actually that good. Doug Peterson makes quarterbacks absolutely elite. He does. And Trevor Lawrence was elite in high school, elite in college. Well, everyone was elite in high school. That was stupid. Elite in college. And he was so good last year in his first year. Now in the second year with Doug Peterson, the sky is the freaking limit. You throw in Calvin,
Mhm.
Parlay Gambler Ridley, and my goodness gracious, this team. I'm in love, man. I'm just in love. Can you say anything to ruin that at all? To ruin my love for the Jaguars?
I don't think I can say anything to ruin it. Do you think they're winning a Super Bowl? I mean, if that, I don't think they're winning a Super Bowl. Maybe that's how I could ruin it. But this offense, oh my gosh, like they have some weapons absolutely everywhere with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It's just a matter of can their defense, be middle of the road, a little above average, and they can be absolutely elite. Just
Yes.
elite.
But yes, you're correct. The defense worries me. They need to improve. But this division's so bad. I think they're gonna just cruise to a win. I don't know if I think the odds were like minus 150 or something to win this division. I never laying minus 150 with a future bet. That's for damn sure. But the Jacksonville Jaguars are winning this division, and it will not be even close as long as Lawrence stays healthy. My love I'm talking about is for Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, and this offense. Defense might let him down. Do I think they're winning a Super Bowl? No, that's a stretch. You still have Mahomes. You still have Josh Allen. like we like to talk about, you have to take your steps. You're not just gonna,
Yeah.
which they did last year, I guess. They won a playoff game. But they're gonna like let's just assume. Let's go to the end of the season. They're AFC South champs. That's a good spot to put yourself in for the playoffs, right? You already got a home game. Not
hmm
that Jacksonville's like the greatest home field advantage, but you know, I don't know. They got. We'll talk later about what I think about that.
I think that, like you've mentioned, there's growing steps, there's growing pains, typically in most sports, basketball, football, baseball. I think the only one, and that's why I don't like him much sometimes, is Patrick Mahomes. He had like 1 year that was 2 years that were his growing pains and growing steps, and that was it. And now he's freaking taking off and gonna, own the league for who knows how many years. I think he's like the only one that said, screw this, walk before you run crap.
Yep, I agree. Jags are winning this division. You agree?
Oh, yeah.
It is a not even a two-team race. It's a one-team race. Jags are winning it. Titans will be second. Um,
The
flip a
Titans will be
coin.
competitive. Like you said, they'll play
Yeah,
competitive. They'll be in every game type of situation. But in order to compete for the division and win the division, you can't have Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback with Will Levis breathing down his neck. I mean, I like that they got DeAndre Hopkins. Like that could be something that can help. But I don't know. You got to have a quarterback that's willing to throw the ball and get him the ball, and an offense that's willing to do that and not just turn around and hand the ball to Henry the entire time.
correct. And they do have Treylon Burks. He's going to be a second-year wide receiver now. He was
Mhm.
good as a rookie season. They have a few weapons, but like you said, if Tannehill's not doing well, they're going to go right to their rookie. So it is what it is. But they'll be competitive. They won't be a doormat or anything. I do think the Colts just have a better team around them. So the Texans should finish fourth unless CJ Stroud just absolutely surprises everybody and dominates with a bad team. So that's what we got. That is the AFC South. We just talked all four divisions, and now it is time to talk some fantasy breakout players. Let's talk some fantasy football, baby. Who doesn't love that? I know it's draft season, so here we go. I got 5 fantasy breakout players for the AFC. What do you got, Ryan? How many?
I got four. Four.
4. All right, we'll go back and forth. I will start it out. The first one, this isn't much of a surprise to people. Garrett Wilson from the Ohio State University. Wide receiver for the Jets. Everyone knows about him. He is everyone's darling. He's just not really a surprise at this point, but I got to mention it. Offensive Rookie of the Year last season. Do you know who his freaking quarterbacks were? And he won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
That's
Goodness
because
gracious.
That's because guys got hurt. A bunch of rookies that were gonna be offensive rookie of the year ended up getting hurt. Like Kenneth Walker, I think, had a chance there for a little bit. It bounced around.
Are you done? I think he won. He did win Offensive Rookie of the Year, didn't he?
Yeah.
It wasn't Kenneth Walker, was it?
No,
Was
but
I
like,
wrong? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay, now he's got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. Okay, that's obviously a huge upgrade. Everybody knows it. I know it. The Jets quarterbacks last year, 56.9% completion percentage. That's bad. Aaron Rodgers last year, 64.6%. There's an improvement. Touchdown percentage for the Jets, 2.4%. 2.4%. Double it. Aaron Rodgers had 4.8. And Aaron Rodgers didn't even have that many weapons around him last year. Now, here's the big thing. With Aaron Rodgers, he is good at making one receiver really good. You saw it with Devontae Adams. You saw it with Jordy
Jordan.
Nelson.
Yep.
Yeah, Jordy Nelson. Aaron Rodgers has targeted at least one wide receiver 100 or more times every single season of his career. One wide receiver has had 100 or more targets. Even last year, Alan Lazard, exactly 100 targets. Alan Lizard got 100 targets, okay? Now, it's obviously not going to be anybody other than Garrett Wilson. We know that. Everyone knows that. It's not like we're going to talk about some other receiver getting over 100 targets and Garrett Wilson not. So he is guaranteed over 100 targets. It is going to be he's going to be peppering him with this ball. Garrett Wilson has a great work ethic. Guys, we're going to be talking about him as a first round pick next year. We just will, you know? And some people like him in the first round. It's too early for me. But Garrett Wilson is my first one. He's going to dominate with this Jets team. As long as their O line can keep it together and give Aaron Rodgers some time, but Aaron Rodgers is good at getting rid of the ball, not taking
Mhm.
sacks. So, he's a Hall of Famer. So that's my first one. What do you got?
I got Gabe Davis on the Buffalo Bills, the number 2 wide receiver. I think there's some issues still going on between Diggs and Allen, and I think people are a little bit lower on Davis this year. I mean, last year everybody was all hooting and hollering after his playoff game against the Chiefs. It was like 200 some odd yards, 4 touchdowns, something like that. So everybody was so high on him. So I think that's going to hurt his stock, even though he still had 48 receptions, not many. He got targets, but he had 836 yards and a bunch of touchdowns. So I just think he's got an opportunity with a guy like Josh Allen to continue to do that. Maybe get close to 1,000 yards receiving and a bunch of touchdowns. So who do you got
Yeah.
going number two, or your number two, unless
Well,
you
real
want to
quick.
comment? Yeah.
Yeah, real quick. Gabe Davis was my darling last year. Like I drafted him early. He let me down. Him and Josh Allen didn't have a good connection last year. His catch percentage wasn't good. Gabe Davis is kind of a deep ball guy. He's not going to be like a PPR darling where he's catching 12 balls right down the middle of the field all the time. But he's got that big play potential for sure. If they can connect more, if Gabe Davis can not drop some passes. Josh Allen can be accurate when they throws it to them. I do like him, and he's the typical post hype sleeper right now, where he was the darling last year. Now everybody says, he didn't do as well as I thought, so he's done, and people forget about him. You can get him middle late of the draft. It's pretty nice. So I like it.
Yeah.
Next one, Sky Moore, the receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. The sky is the limit for him, Ryan.
Ooh.
Man, I have been waiting all video to say that. This is good stuff. Now, no more Juju Smith-Schuster, no more McCole Hardman. I know they brought in a couple young guys to play receiver, but and Kadarius Toney they brought in last year from the Giants. He's always freaking hurt. I think he's hurt right now. I think he's sleeping and he's hurting himself right now. Now, he had a rough rookie season, Sky Moore. People were high on him last year. Rough rookie season. There's too many guys, too many mouths to feed. Juju, all these guys were playing ahead of him. Rookie seasons aren't easy. They really aren't, especially when you're on the Chiefs and you just have Mahomes who throws it to Kelsey a million times and everybody else. So, in my opinion, he should be a starter. He's the number 2 receiver in this offense. Um, I don't think. Well, listen, Travis Kelsey is a receiver, right? I mean, he's going to be the main guy. I think Sky Moore has a chance to have a really good year. There's great buzz about him in spring training from all of my sources that I have there in Kansas City. And I just think, listen, it's the Chiefs' offense. You could do worse, right? Like you're going to have opportunity after opportunity where they're going to score 4 to 5 touchdowns a game. So, I mean, it's just going to be insane. He's got the best quarterback on planet Earth. Sky Moore, you can get him at a decent value. That's my next guy. I think he's going to have a good breakout season. I don't necessarily think he's going to be like a first, second round draft pick next year. But I just like him. He's a tough receiver. So Sky Moore is my second one. Who you got?
Yeah, my next one, and to go off Sky Moore, I think he kind of ended pretty decently, not like stats wise, but like he got involved a little bit in the playoffs, and they were kind of targeting him a little bit more and kind of got it going a little bit. So I think that helps moving forward into this season.
Great.
But for my next guy, I got Pat Fryermuth. I think that's how you say his name. Is that Pat Fryermuth, something like that? Yeah. Uh,
Yep. Yep.
with the Steelers, I think Kenny Pickett takes that next step forward. Fryermuth is part of that. He had 732 yards, 63 catches. He's like the 10th-ish tight end. So like he's not going to be one of the top tier tight ends, but if you get him, middle rounds, something like that, I wouldn't panic. He would be just fine. I don't think a lot of people are taking him because he only had 2 touchdowns last year, and I definitely think tight ends are hit and miss type of situation. One year they can have a low amount, and then the next year they can hit 6, 7, 8 just kind of out of nowhere. So I think he has quite a few more touchdowns, and people are like surprised, like, "Well, what happened?" No, he had the targets, he had the yards, just kind of fell short on the touchdowns. So I think he's gonna take a step up from there, and then the Steelers are just going to be competitive in games, so he's going to be involved.
I like it. And Pickett, the young guy, you could tell he leaned on him quite a bit. Maybe he
Mhm.
branches out a little bit more, but he's a good red zone guy. Yeah, I like it. And let's stay with the tight ends. My next one, Greg Dulcich. Obviously, it's what everybody watching this video came to listen about. Greg Dulcich, the tight end for the Denver Broncos. This offense can't be any worse, right? There's only one way to go here. He was a rookie last year, and he didn't even play until week 6, and he had 11 plus fantasy points in 5 of his 10 games, which is decent. I'm not talking about a guy who's a league winner, but if you're like you were trying to say, if you're punting the tight end position early, if you're not getting a Kelsey, you're not getting an Andrews, all those elite guys, and you just want to say, I'll get one later in the draft, these are a couple options for you. If I remember right, Sean Payton did well with the tight end back in the day.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Graham is decent.
guy named Jimmy Graham Cracker became a star in New Orleans, obviously, and he was good. I'm not saying this guy has the talent of Jimmy Graham, but I'm saying in his offensive scheme they used him quite a bit. Dulcich was ranked 5th in targeted air yards and 10th in receiving yards on a per game basis among all tight ends. What a stat! I have to say per game basis because he didn't play till week 6, so that's pretty impressive. You know, like I said, he's a late round pick. He's a chance to break out and have a good season. If he becomes like a top 8 tight end, then he's outdoing his ADP draft position and all that. So that's my next one. Not the most exciting one, but that's my third one. What else you got?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the tight end theme, kind of the same position, or not position, but like draft area. And I'm going Gerald Everett for the Chargers. He had 58 catches, 555 yards, and 4 touchdowns, but he was targeted 87 times last year. So he's going to get his chances. He's going to get targets. He's a very athletic tight end. And now bringing Kellen Moore into the mix, where they had he was with Dalton Schultz last year. Schultz got a lot of targets, a lot of touches. That he's going to get chances because of the head coach, or not the head coach, but the assistant coach and the offensive coordinator. And Justin Herbert is a stud. They throw the ball. They're one of the teams that throw the ball the most in the entire league. So he's just going to get opportunities. They really have like 2-3 weapons in Williams and Keenan Allen. So I think he's kind of that third guy after Eckler. He's going to get his touches, unfortunately, but he's going to get plenty of opportunities. And that's going to be my third one.
Well, you just kind of said what I was going to say. I don't love this one. I'll be honest. Now,
That's right.
listen, he's late in the draft. It's not like you're like losing a bunch by drafting him. But like you just said, you have Keenan Allen, who gets a ton of looks. You have Mike
Yeah.
Williams. You have Austin Eckler, who catches 10 balls himself. I don't think there's a ton of opportunity. New offensive coordinator, maybe things change, but he's definitely the fourth most talented pass catching guy, right? Not even close to 1, 2, and 3. So I don't
True.
know. It's worth a shot. Mike Williams go down. They get some injuries. He could be the focal point. But Herbert likes to hit receivers and running backs. It seems like. Not saying Gerald Everett's not going to get anything, but that's just my opinion. We'll see. He's a good
Yep.
player. He's been on the Seahawks. He's been on different teams. He's athletic. He's a good tight end. So, all right, my last two, best for last. Calvin freaking Ridley, guys. Have you been seeing any videos of him in preseason and training camp? He is fast and quick. I saw one of a couple other receivers running a route and just catching a ball, and then all of a sudden they showed Calvin Ridley after it, and it was like, shoo. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like night and day speed. It was like Zeke and Tony Pollard. Anyways, I love Ridley, and not just because he likes to gamble. I actually think he's a legit. First, listen to me. He was one of the best receivers in the NFL before he got in trouble. One of the best. His last year he played before he got hurt, not hurt, before he got suspended. It was with Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan was fading. He just was. He wasn't the same quarterback, so he didn't put up the same amount of numbers. This guy is now in a Jags offense, which we already talked about, who is going to be very good. Doug Peterson's a great mind. He is the best receiver on that team. They also got Christian Kirk, who I like. They also got, my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Who is their
Evan
other starting?
Ingram.
Yeah, but the
They
other
got.
starting receiver they had alongside Christian Kirk. My goodness, I'm drawing a blank, guys. I know who it is. I'm gonna hate
Is it
myself
Zay
when I get it.
Jones?
Zay Jones. I think it is.
Yeah.
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 Anyways, like I said, I think Lawrence is having a great year. So Calvin Ridley, number one receiver on one of the top offenses in the league. I just love me some Calvin Ridley this year. I think he's going too late in drafts. So that's my fourth one. What do you got?
Oh, before I get to my fourth one, you kind of said it a little bit. If any of those Jaguars people fall, ETN, Ingram, Ridley, Christian Kirk, if they start falling in the draft, don't be scared to take them because they have so many other weapons on that team. I think there's a chance for them to have big games and be very productive all season. That offense is just gonna, be absolutely amazing. Just go off. But my next guy is Jerry Jeudy. Is that right? Jerry Jeudy? I got his name right? Pretty sure, yeah. 67 catches, so we're thinking Russ takes a step forward. 67 catches, but 972 yards and 6 touchdowns. And with Sean Payton and getting Russ to take another step forward, all I can see is just those stats going up and up. Like 1,200 yards, I think is very doable for him. Very special receiver there in Denver. He could be electric if, and only if, Russell Wilson isn't what he was last year. And last year was pretty bad, so I think his completion percentage should go up, especially with Sean Payton at the helm.
Here's my only worry. He likes to run routes in the middle of the field, Jerry Judy. And we talked about Russell Wilson doesn't do well in the middle of the field. I would lean. A lot of people like Jerry Judy, and I could be completely wrong. It's a new system. We don't know exactly how it's going to look. Cortland Sutton had a pretty good, decent connection based on how he plays. Russ likes to go deep.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Judy is an elite route runner. He really is, but he's not necessarily like a guy that just goes deep, wins one-on-one balls. He's not that kind of guy. So we'll see. He'll be interesting. Maybe he will be a safety valve. because you saw Drew Brees and Sean Payton's offense, dump it off to Alvin Kamara and different receivers pretty quickly. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's just my only worry. Russ just doesn't see the middle of the field very well, to be honest with you.
Oh, if
All right.
he's if there's if he's getting taken early type of thing, or he's way high, I want it. That's if he's fallen down the list where you kind of take him, and hopefully he does way better than his where you drafted him at.
Yeah, I don't have his exact ADP in front of me, but yeah, he's not going to be high. He's not going to be a high draft pick. So my fifth one, Sunshine. Trevor Lawrence of the Jaguars, guys. Even though he's being talked about as being good this year and taking the next step, I still think he's being undervalued. I really are. If you're not going to get one of those elite quarterbacks and you want to wait for him, you're not going to have any problem doing it. I already talked about it. Peterson, again, made Carson Wentz an MVP. That is one of the hardest things to do in the world. No, not really. But seriously, that's impressive. And he's only had a good coach for 1 year. Last year, he finished as the quarterback 8 in fantasy football. He's only getting better, guys. His second year with a real head coach. His second year with Doug Peterson. It's only getting better. More weapons. Adding Calvin really helps a quarterback out, guys. It really does. He went last year from 59.6% completion percentage to 66.3 in just 1 year. That's pretty crazy. And he had 5 rushing touchdowns. We're talking fantasy here, right? 5 rushing
Mm-hmm.
touchdowns. He runs the ball a little bit. I think he was hurt a little bit at the end of last year, so you didn't run it as much. But yeah, I mean, guys, he's the man. Trevor Lawrence is the man. He's not going to finish as quarterback 1. In fantasy, especially, it's Josh Allen, it's Patrick Mahomes, it's those big guys. But that's what I got. That's my fifth one. It's Trevor Lawrence. He's the man. A little honorable mention, Treylon Burks. We already talked about him. I just hate the quarterback situation in Tennessee, but I think he's a really good receiver, making his going to his second year now. I think he's going to make the jump. Just needs to stay healthy and have consistent quarterback play, consistent O-line play, all that kind of stuff in Tennessee. But yeah, those are my 5. That's what I got. You got any more? You done?
I think that's it. That's all I got. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love talking some fantasy football. So leave a comment below. Let us know who is your fantasy breakout player, who you guys love. I am in a fantasy football league with the Discord members this year. Ryan's in it. I really hope they're not watching this video because they now know who I love. So
Right. I thought about when we were prepping for this video. I was like, great. I'm gonna say some guys I like, and now they're all gonna get taken in potentially 2
oh
of the
yeah,
leagues that I'm in. So
yeah.
fantastic.
No, the first round's gonna go like Calvin Ridley, Trevor Lawrence, freaking Pat Fryermuth. And
Yeah.
I'm just joking. Obviously, it won't. All right, so that's what we got for fantasy breakout players. Now we
We
got
have a
2 more
recap
things.
for them. Let's go. You
Oh,
want to
we
see the recap?
do.
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's
you
take a
guys
look at the
want a
recap
nice
real quick.
little screenshot to look at? There you go, guys. Those are our fantasy breakout players. Those are my 5 on the left, Ryan's 4 on the right. Use that for your fantasy drafts. It can't hurt. Some of these guys are late rounds. Some of these guys you got to take a little bit earlier. Those are the ones we love for the AFC. If you want to check out the NFC ones, they are in the other video, so go check that out. Thank you for that reminder, Ryan.
Yeah.
All
No
right,
problem.
now we're going to talk best future bets and then finish it up with our Super Bowl predictions. This is going to be a fun time. So let's move to the best future bets that we have now for the AFC. I have 4. What do you got?
I have 2. Are we gonna
2.
start with? Yeah.
I should start. What do you think? With 4? Yeah.
Yeah. You should
Yeah.
probably start.
All right. So my first one, the Denver Broncos to finish exactly 3rd in the AFC West at plus 190. I mean, guys, we know they're going to improve. They have to. I mean, if they get any worse from last year, they are bordering on a college team. I'm joking. Everyone relax. I know I got Bronco fans out there. They will be better. Sean Payton is the man. Um, they're not as good as the Chiefs and Chargers. In my opinion, they're just not. I know Chargers have their deficiencies, and we talked about their head coach and all that. They are still much more talented than this Denver Bronco team. I would take Herbert over Wilson right now. It's just the head coach is a big advantage for the Broncos. I will say that. The only worry I have in this bet is maybe the Broncos coming in second over the Chargers. That's the only little worry I have, but I don't think it's happening. It's the first year with Peyton. We say he's going to change it up. He's going to do all this, but it is the first year that Sean Payton and Russell Wilson have ever been together. They are going to struggle a little bit. Russell is good at struggling with new coaches. He just really is. That freaking diva. Gosh, why couldn't we just like him? Why couldn't he just be likable? Even all the ex players hate him. KJ Wright, Doug Baldwin, all
Mhm.
these guys, they hate him. It's not
He
just
just changed.
me.
He just changed so much as time
Yeah,
went on.
I know. Good job. You're holding your tongue. You have a lot to say. I know you do. And then they're definitely better than the Raiders, in my opinion. So, I mean, they're not going to finish fourth, and I think it's. I think first, second, and fourth are pretty set in stone. The only difference is that Chargers and Broncos, who finished the second. I love the value of plus 190 for the Broncos to finish third. That's my first best bet. I'm going to give you a second best bet because Ryan only has two. So here we go. This is not going to be liked by people. The New York Jets under 9.5 wins at plus 100. The hype is a little much, guys. Again, we have a new coach in Saleh. Saleh is the guy from the air up there. Robert
Amazing, by the
Saleh.
way.
Robert Saleh. Yeah,
There you
great
go.
movie. It's Aaron Rodgers and a new head coach, right? Aaron Rodgers is declining a little bit. He is still very, very good, but he is in some decline. I hate to break it to you guys. He really is. And then here's the other big reason. Okay. Other than that, they have a young team and a new quarterback and all this stuff. Let me tell you a little bit about their schedule. The first 6 weeks, ready for this, Ryan? Tell me how many wins you got here. Bills, first game, Bills. You think they're going to be ready for that? Cowboys, Patriots, okay. Chiefs, Broncos, Eagles. And don't forget, they still have three other games in the division that are against the Bills and the Chargers. We're talking the Bills twice, the Chargers twice, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Chiefs. It is not going to be easy. And when you have to play the Bills and the Chiefs in two of your first four games as a new coach, or not new coach, as a new quarterback and a new system with young guys all around you, it ain't going to be easy. Jets will be good. They will be solid, but plus 100 under 9.5 wins. I feel like everybody and their mother is taking the over right now. I don't think it's going to move to 10.5. If it does, then oh my gosh, smash it, smash it. But it'll probably be juiced high at that point on the under. So, anyways, Jets under 9.5 wins. You can give me your thoughts and then give me your first best bet.
Yeah, I think they go over that. Just as your question, I think they can win 3 of those 6 games already, and there's already 3. So could be wrong, but
Okay,
that's the way
that's
I'm leaning.
that's 3-3. Then you're saying 3-3, and then they still play the Bills again, and then the Chargers twice, right?
No, not the
And
Chargers twice.
hold on. Oh no, sorry, not the Chargers twice. They play the Bills though once,
Yes.
and again because they're in the same division.
Yes.
That's twice,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They're playing the Chiefs. How many times are they playing the Chiefs?
Once.
Once. That's enough. That's a loss. 3-3 to start your league to start your schedule. You have to go 10-7 to go over. I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
not going to be easy. It's not like a given, like they're going to be 10, 11, 12 wins easily. Like it's not going to be easy. I'm going to be honest. And Brees Hall's still not back yet. He's still
I
working
think they
on
would
his.
be. It's definitely going to be right there. That 10, maybe 11 win. I don't see them getting over 11 wins. They're not doing anything like that. So, yeah, it's going to be tight. It's going to be real
Real,
close. I
real
think.
quick, I screwed that up. It's late, guys. The Dolphins is who I'm talking about. They
That's what
play
I
the
thought.
Dolphins twice too. The
Yeah,
Dolphins twice, the Bills twice. Like it's not going to be easy.
the AFC is definitely the East. 'Cause it's definitely got some tough schedule this year. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they play the two Super Bowl teams, Chiefs and Eagles. I'm just telling you guys, Jets under 9.5 wins. That's my next best bet. All right, your turn. Go.
All right, I'm gonna go with Ravens to win the AFC North. I know we didn't talk about that one. This is why AFC North winners is going to be the Ravens at plus 235. We kind of touched upon it. We kind of talked about it. Lamar Jackson getting paid, not going to be making business decisions. Has some weapons now on the outside. Defense with their two inside linebackers just being absolute studs. They got to get a little bit of help on the outside on as far as defense, but they got weapons. They can run the football. New offensive coordinator, all those things. The Bengals, I think they're going to take another step back, and maybe this is just me not wanting to jump on the bandwagon of Joe Burrow type of thing, but
Yeah,
uh,
last
the
year.
the Ravens just are so freaking solid. One of the best coaches in the NFL. So at plus 235, the value there, I was like, I'm doing it. That's where I'm going with. So that's my first best bet. What do you think?
Well, I have the same bet, so I think I like it. Um, I don't really have much to add. Just that they're a gritty team, gritty franchise, super competitive. It's going to be up to see. I'm just curious to see what their offense looks like. Yeah, that is my only worry. It's a new offensive coordinator. They're learning a new system. It may take a little bit to get used to it. So that is a worry of mine. But I mean, we're talking plus 235. And I
Yeah,
think it's going to be a close division. And I'm getting plus 235. It's odds based
exactly.
too. If I'm just flipping a coin, same odds for Bengals and Ravens, I'm probably leaning Bengals. but it's
Makes
so
sense.
close that I just think there's value with the Ravens. So, more pass happy as long as Lamar can pass and less predictable of an offense. That's what they need.
Mhm.
I think that really helps. And then you always got Lamar running with his legs. So I like the Ravens to win the AFC North as well. So that's my best bet that I just gave out. But what else you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the exact order for the AFC South, how they're going to finish. It's going to be Jaguars, Titans, Colts, and Texans at plus 310. Once again, the value there. We know the Jaguars are the top in the division. Texans, I think, might be the worst team in the NFL. I mean, man, they just don't have weapons. CJ Stroud is all by himself. They got nobody. Their defense isn't good. Colts, that's where it really only scares me. The Colts and Texans might switch. The Colts could be a little bit worse, but I think
You mean
Richardson
Titans?
just
You mean Titans, right? Colts and Titans. You might switch,
no, no,
right? Not
no.
Texans.
Colts might be the worst team in the division, so I think the Colts
Oh,
and
okay.
Texans
I would
might be
lean
the.
the other way. Okay.
Oh, okay. No, I think that way. Just with Richardson, I'm not totally sold on him. I think he is a good quarterback or could be a good quarterback, has potential, very athletic. But man, they struggled everywhere last year. Bad team. And by getting him, it's not like a whole bunch better. Matt Ryan obviously was on a downhill spiral. Like it came out of freaking nowhere for him. Feel bad for the dude, but man, that sucks. So yeah, then the Titans, there we go, finishing second, just a solid team, being competitive, and I think they easily beat the Colts in the division, but are right behind the Jaguars, and that's at plus 310. In case I didn't say it.
I hate complimenting you, but that's a hell of a bet because I
Thanks.
can't see it. Yes, one team could screw this up. The only worry I have is you're counting on two rookie quarterbacks. What if one tanks, one dominates? Maybe Anthony Richardson is horrendous for the Colts, and he's just absolutely
Right.
horrendous. Jonathan Taylor never comes back, which, by the way, he's dealing with a ton of drama with the Colts right now. That's just a whole another story. Um, so that is the only worry, but those odds are pretty legit. I mean, you can pretty much say Jags and Titans. It's just up to third and fourth, in my opinion.
Yep.
Maybe the
Yep.
Colts surprise us, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the Titans just absolutely suck too,
I
and
mean,
yeah.
anything can happen. All it takes is one snap and a dude's ankle will go, sideways, and then you're like, well, there goes my bet. Throw out that futures, but I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
What better way to end with this bet? This is my final best bet. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Have we talked about them? To win the AFC. That's right, guys. This bet is not for the faint of heart. Plus 1,400 to win the AFC. Is this crazy? Absolutely. It's absolutely freaking nuts. Will it happen? Probably not. But it's my best bet at plus 1,400. They're going to cruise an easy division win, like we talked about. So you got a home game. You're in a good spot. The division's easy. That helps them. Um, I already said all I need to say about this. Lawrence is going to be in the MVP conversation. Doug Peterson is going to be in the Coach of the Year conversation. I love the addition of Ridley. Um, it's not obviously you got the Bills, you got the Chiefs. It's going to be absolutely freaking brutal. But you never know. What if Josh Allen gets hurt? What if Patrick Mahomes gets hurt? Well, he seems to not. He seems to get hurt and still play on one leg and dominate people. But what if they really get hurt? I'm not wishing that. I love those two guys, but you never know. At plus 1,400, why not? What if the Jags start out hot and their odds go down? So I'm going to get it now. I just think it's great. I can't bet them to win the division. It's minus 150 or something. I just can't do it. So I went to the AFC. You gotta love that bet, right, Ryan? Doug Peterson
Oh,
took Carson Wentz to the Super Bowl and won it with Nick Foles. This isn't that crazy. Yes, Patrick
not
Mahomes and Josh Allen are in the way now, but that's not that crazy.
not for those odds. No.
Yeah. When I yell, by the way, that's me trying to tell myself that I'm not that crazy because I think I am a little bit. All right. Those are my best bets. You got your best bets. Let's pull up that recap page. All right, there it is. I got 4 best future bets for the AFC. The Broncos to finish third in the division. Jets under 9.5 wins at plus 100. Jaguars to win the AFC South at no, sorry, the AFC, the conference, the entire conference, obviously, plus 1,400. And the Ravens to win the AFC North at plus 235. And then Ryan over here, he has the AFC exact order. Jaguars first, Titans second, Colts third, Titans fourth at plus 310. And then the same bet I have, the Ravens to win the AFC North at plus 235. That's right. Those are the best future bets. And now we got to finish off our last season preview with Super Bowl predictions, baby. That's what everybody wants, right? I'll let you go first.
Why? You just didn't want to? You were scared? Okay, I can go first. I have no issues.
I'm struggling over here. I am struggling.
So I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, I can't bet against him. Back-to-back is tough, but the Chiefs are just that good, especially with Patrick Mahomes. I can't go against them. I didn't think they were going to make it kind of the way they've already been doing it. They've proved me wrong this entire time, so I can't go against it. The next one, though, you're going to hate me, but I'm doing it. I'm going with the Cowboys. The NFC is just terrible. I mean, it's really bad. It's totally up for grabs. The Eagles, I think they go backwards quite a bit, not quite a bit, but enough where it makes a a significant case for the Cowboys to take a step forward. And then the Niners, the Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, all that stuff, they just can't stay healthy. They never have. Christian McCaffrey staying healthy the entire year, making a deep playoff run, just ain't happening. So I'm going Chiefs versus the Cowboys, and I think the Chiefs roll them easy.
Did you not hear what I said about the Cowboys? They don't win in the playoffs. Dak Prescott led the league in interceptions while missing a lot of games.
I
They
think
are
their
not a good
defense.
team. They don't have an
No,
elite O-line anymore. It's just I don't understand. They're a good team. How in the world do you think they all of a sudden go from being terrible in the playoffs for decades and decades to we're going to win it all, or we're going to go to at least the Super Bowl?
I can't go Chiefs Eagles again. Like I can't do that. I don't think that's going
Well,
to be
my
the
turn.
case.
My turn. I learned my lesson betting against Tom Brady a lot because I just wanted to. It's just fun. Him and Belichick. Now we have the new Brady and Belichick, and it's
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes and Andy Reid. And even though you want to reach down and say something cool like the Jaguars are winning it all or the Seahawks are winning it all, which the Seahawks have a good little team, you want to say that. That's exciting. That's the
Mm-hmm.
clickbait. That's the, yeah, this is awesome. Everyone wants to hear this craziness. It's the Chiefs out of the AFC. It is, guys. It really is. I don't know if Josh Allen can get over the mental hurdle of beating Mahomes. And it's actually their defense. They cannot stop Mahomes, anyways. So it's the Chiefs out of the AFC. The NFC, there's reasons why you can say no Eagles, only because they lost a couple players, but they also added some good defensive tackle, two defensive tackles. Listen, the Super Bowl hangover is real. I've been telling people that forever. But this is unusual this year. There is no good teams in the NFC. It is the Eagles and 49ers that will play for the NFC title game. There is nobody else. There is nobody from the North at all. You know that. Come on.
Oh yeah, North no.
Nobody from the South. Obviously, the Saints are not going to anywhere. It is the Eagles and it is the 49ers. Could the Seahawks surprise some people? I think so. The Seahawks and Jaguars are on the same playing field of in regards to like that surprise team that may make a jump, but I don't think has enough to make it the big jump. It is the Niners and Eagles. I keep saying that because I don't know who's going to win, but it is the Niners and Eagles in the NFC title game. So whoever wins that will play the Chiefs, which will be a Super Bowl rematch no matter what. Right? The Chiefs beat the Niners. The Chiefs beat the Eagles. Mahomes will get his third Super Bowl MVP, probably his third regular season MVP. It's not going to be exciting. I don't want to be on the wrong side of one of the greatest quarterback coach duos again. And so for me, it's the Chiefs and the 49ers.
Really?
Listen, Brock Purdy was a rookie last year. They went to the NFC title game, Ryan. Brock Purdy. Now they have a healthy Trey Lance. I don't think he's very good, but maybe they don't need a lot from their quarterback to be good. They really don't. They're so well coached with Shanahan that Trey Lance, if he runs the ball for 800 yards, his running ability could be enough to get them over the top. Brock Purdy will be better, right? He jumped in the middle of a season as a rookie, as a seventh round pick rookie jumped in. Now he's got an entire training camp where he might be the number one. He knows he is. He's getting more first team reps. He didn't get first team reps last year. Come on. I think it's health wise, as long as that stays together, I think it's the Niners and Chiefs, with the Chiefs winning yet again. Another boring freaking winner. But I do love Mahomes. He's the man. I hate his brother, but love Patrick. Anyways, that's what I got. So I got Chiefs over the Niners. You have the Chiefs over the Cowboys.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we got, guys. That is our AFC season preview. The NFC video. Be sure to go check that out. That was fun talking some football, and it can't come any sooner. I'm not going to lie. We can't wait for it. We're going to be here every single week giving you best bets, talking football, giving you player props. We crushed the player prop market last year. That was a lot of fun. We're excited. Thank you for the support. Smash that like button if you haven't already. If you watched this entire video, you are freaking awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Share this with your friends. Do whatever you got to do. So, Ryan, that was fun. You ready for some football?
Already, this is exciting times. Playoff baseball starting soon, football, and then basketball right around the corner. Can't beat this time of the year.
Yep. I will see my wife next year. That's right. Sometime next year. Yep.
Yep.
That's it from Just a Bet Outside. Steven, Ryan, thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.